Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll dive into a topic that's sparking intense global debate and fueling countless discussions: the growing wave of calls for King Charles III to strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their titles. This issue isn't just shaking up British headlines, but has captured the attention of millions worldwide who closely follow every move of the British royal family. What has escalated tensions to this point? Why are more and more people urging the royal family to take decisive action to protect its reputation? And could stripping their titles truly be the solution to save the British monarchy, which is facing numerous challenges? The question is, why are these demands surging now? Why are prominent figures like Piers Morgan and reputable outlets like the Daily Beast repeatedly emphasizing that King Charles III must act immediately? Would stripping the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles stabilize the royal family's image? Or would it merely ignite further controversy? To understand this better, let's look at the bigger picture. In 2020, Harry and Meghan shocked the world by announcing their withdrawal from senior royal roles and moving to the United States. This decision, dubbed Megxit by the media, shook the seemingly unshakable foundations of the British monarchy. Despite stepping away from royal duties, Harry and Meghan retained their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, prompting many to question the appropriateness of this. However, a key condition of their agreement with the royal family was that they could no longer use the HRH, His/Her Royal Highness designation, in any commercial or official representational activities. This was seen as a measure to prevent the use of royal prestige for personal gain. One might have thought the matter would settle over time, but recently a new incident has thrust the couple back into the spotlight. According to multiple sources, Meghan Markle used the HRH title in personal correspondence sent to British officials. While this wasn't for commercial purposes, the action still sparked outrage. For many, it signaled an attempt by Meghan to bend the rules, leveraging royal prestige to enhance her personal status. The incident quickly made headlines in outlets like the Daily Beast and The Sun and became a hot topic on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter. Piers Morgan, one of the most outspoken critics of Harry and Meghan, has bluntly called for King Charles III to act immediately. He argues that if the royal family continues to show leniency, it will remain entangled in a cycle of controversies, causing significant damage to its reputation and the monarchy's stability. Many social media posts strongly echo this sentiment, asserting that the time has come for the royal family to take a more resolute stance than ever before. However, not everyone agrees. Some argue that stripping the titles would only heighten tensions between Harry, Meghan, and the rest of the royal family, potentially portraying the monarchy as intolerant in the eyes of the global public. Supporters of the couple also claim that their every move is excessively scrutinized, and continued criticism only complicates matters further. In today's video, we'll analyze why the calls to strip their titles have grown so intense. We'll also evaluate Harry and Meghan's impact on the royal family's image over the years and weigh the two perspectives. Should the monarchy continue to exercise patience, or is it time for decisive action? Finally, we'll provide an overview to assess whether such a move, if it happens, would truly restore public trust in the royal family. Stay with us until the end of the video to catch every detail, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this issue? Should Harry and Meghan lose their titles? And would doing so help the British royal family safeguard its image in the eyes of the public? Let us know your views. To better understand the current wave of controversy, let's revisit Harry and Meghan's journey from 2018 to 2020, a short but tumultuous period that dramatically altered their relationship with the British royal family. In May 2018, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding took place at Windsor Castle, witnessed by millions worldwide. This was not just a grand event, but a symbol of renewal for the British monarchy. Meghan, an American actress of African descent, brought a fresh perspective, breaking many centuries-old traditions. The event thrilled the public and media, who praised it as a historic milestone, showcasing diversity and modernization within the monarchy. After the wedding, Queen Elizabeth II officially bestowed upon them the titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex, one of the most prestigious titles in the royal family. However, the initial excitement quickly gave way to turbulence. Shortly after, Harry and Meghan faced immense pressure from the British media. Every step, word, and even minor gesture was scrutinized and harshly analyzed. Meghan, in particular, became the focal point of criticism, with countless articles attacking her fashion choices, parenting style, and relationships with other royals. Many believe subtle racism in the British media further escalated tensions. Internal strains also became apparent. Rumors of conflicts between Harry and his brother William, or between Meghan and other royals like the Princess of Wales, frequently surfaced in the press. Despite the royal family's denials or silence, these rifts became increasingly difficult to conceal. Harry once publicly admitted in an interview that he and William had taken different paths, lending credence to rumors of a deepening divide within the royal family. The tipping point came in January 2020, when Harry and Meghan made a bombshell announcement they were stepping back from their roles as senior royals. They expressed a desire for financial independence, personal freedom, and an escape from what they described as unbearable media pressure. This decision, later dubbed Megxit, stunned not only the British public but the world. The royal family promptly convened an emergency meeting to discuss and reach an agreement allowing their withdrawal, albeit with conditions. Harry and Meghan would retain their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, but could no longer use the HRH designation in commercial activities. This was seen as a middle ground compromise and allowing the couple to build a new life while safeguarding the monarchy's strict protocols and image. Just months after this seismic announcement, Harry and Meghan relocated to California, USA, embarking on a new life detached from the rigid constraints of royal protocol. They quickly secured major commercial deals with platforms like Netflix and Spotify, while continuing to draw attention through interviews revealing behind-the-scenes royal dynamics, further fueling controversy. The period from 2018 to 2020 was a pivotal turning point in the relationship between Harry, Meghan, and the British royal family, a story that transcends family ties and reflects the clash between tradition and modernity, duty and personal freedom. The events of this period laid the groundwork for the ongoing challenges the British monarchy faces today. Following Harry and Meghan's announcement to step back from senior royal roles, a special meeting was held at Sandringham, one of Queen Elizabeth II's private residences. This January 2020 meeting, which drew global media attention, became known as the Sandringham Agreement, a landmark moment that shaped the future of the Sussexes and their relationship with the royal family. The meeting included the monarchy's most powerful figures: Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Charles, now King Charles III, Prince William, and Prince Harry. Over several hours, they deliberated to find a solution that balanced Harry and Meghan's desire for freedom with the need to protect the monarchy's integrity and reputation. The outcome was a balanced agreement with a critical clause: Harry and Meghan would no longer use the HRH designation in any commercial or official representational activities. This meant that while they retained their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, they no longer had the rights or responsibilities associated with HRH. This was a key measure to prevent the couple from leveraging royal prestige for business or personal deals. Queen Elizabeth II emphasized in her official statement that she hoped the agreement would allow Harry and Meghan to build a happy and peaceful new life, while stepping away from the royal family with pride and dignity. However, she also expressed deep regret that they would no longer fulfill significant roles within the family and community. This was a humane yet pragmatic concession, as the royal family recognized the importance of maintaining a strict image to safeguard the monarchy. With this agreement, Harry and Meghan were free to pursue their careers and build a new life in the U.S., but they were strictly required to refrain from exploiting their royal status for personal gain. This ensured that the British monarchy's brand remained untainted by commercial activities that could harm its long-standing reputation. However, as recent events have shown, adhering to and respecting this agreement is another matter. New controversies surrounding Meghan's use of the HRH title in personal correspondence have raised questions about whether the Sandringham Agreement is being quietly breached, and how the royal family will address the situation. Regardless, the Sandringham Agreement remains a historic milestone, reflecting efforts to balance tradition and modernity, family ties, and personal freedom in a new era. After formally stepping away from the royal family, Harry and Meghan swiftly built their own media empire, garnering as much attention as any remaining royals. They secured lucrative deals with Netflix and Spotify, valued at tens of millions of pounds. A major milestone was Harry's memoir, Spare, which revealed previously untold stories about life within the royal family, from family tensions to deep psychological wounds. Their 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey further shocked the public as the couple openly criticized the royal family, raising issues of racism and lack of mental health support. Each move by Harry and Meghan sparked heated debate. Some supported them, while others accused them of betraying their family. Most recently, Meghan faced backlash for allegedly using the HRH title in personal correspondence, an action seen as a direct violation of the Sandringham Agreement. This incident reignited a storm of criticism, with many calling for King Charles III to take tougher measures, including stripping the Sussexes of their titles entirely to uphold the monarchy's integrity. One of the biggest criticisms leveled against Harry and Meghan post-departure is not just their pursuit of independent careers, but the way they've continued to leverage their royal connections, particularly their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, to build their commercial empire. Since leaving, they've launched high-profile projects that have captured global attention. A notable example is Meghan's new brand, American Riviera Orchard, launched with a luxurious and sophisticated image. While it doesn't directly use the HRH title or explicitly reference the royal family, there's no denying that the brand's rapid success owes much to the royal aura Meghan carries from her past. The classic imagery, aristocratic style, and refined details in products like jams, scented candles, and kitchenware subtly evoke her former high-status position. Additionally, their Netflix collaborations, particularly the Harry and Meghan docuseries, drew attention by delving deeply into their real-life story with the royal family. Despite claiming to step away from the monarchy for privacy, they've chosen to bring personal and internal royal matters to a global audience, earning millions through these partnerships. This has led many to criticize them for leaving yet exploiting their royal ties. Journalist Piers Morgan, one of their fiercest critics, has unapologetically called them despicable on X, formerly Twitter, for publicly criticizing the royal family while profiting from their royal connections. He argues this reveals a clear contradiction between their words and actions, eroding public trust. Beyond media figures, a significant portion of the public is growing weary and disappointed. Many believe Harry and Meghan are subtly maintaining a royal image through sophisticated tactics. Despite formally stepping back, the consistent emphasis on Duke and Duchess of Sussex in their projects and branding reinforces the perception that they haven't fully relinquished their royal aura, as they once claimed. While some defend their right to use their life story to build their future, the calls for King Charles III to act decisively continue to grow. For many, retaining royal titles while repeatedly sparking controversy is seriously damaging the British monarchy's reputation, a symbol long associated with propriety and absolute prestige. Thus, the issue isn't just about breaching agreement terms, but poses a complex dilemma balancing the preservation of traditional values with adaptation to an era where fame can easily be leveraged for commercial gain. There's no denying that one factor fueling the backlash against Harry and Meghan is their public attacks on the British royal family, which have inflicted significant damage on the monarchy's image and reputation, from explosive interviews to books revealing untold behind-the-scenes stories. The Sussexes have forced the royal family to navigate unprecedented media storms. One of the most impactful blows was their 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview. In it, Harry and Meghan alleged that an unnamed royal had raised concerns about their son Archie's skin color before his birth. Meghan also shared her struggles living in the palace, revealing she had contemplated suicide due to a lack of mental health support from the royal family. These claims triggered global outrage, putting the royal family under intense scrutiny for issues of racism and insensitivity to mental health, two highly sensitive topics in modern society. The controversy didn't stop there. In 2023, Harry further stirred the pot with his memoir Spare. The book disclosed previously unrevealed details about life inside the royal family, from his strained relationship with William to the psychological trauma he endured after his mother, Princess Diana's death. Harry didn't hesitate to directly criticize several royals, Exposing long-hidden internal conflicts, Spare became a global bestseller but deepened the rift between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family. Another book, Endgame by Omid Scobie, a journalist believed to have close ties to Harry and Meghan, also drew significant attention. While the couple didn't officially endorse the book, many analysts believe its content reflects their perspective. Endgame reignited debates about a racist royal and highlighted deep internal royal discord. Notably, the Dutch translation of the book accidentally revealed the identities of two royals allegedly involved in the skin color discussion, plunging the royal family into yet another media crisis. The fallout from these incidents has been severe. While some express sympathy for Harry and Meghan, many others believe they've gone too far by repeatedly airing private matters and publicly criticizing their family, an act considered taboo in British royal culture. The Times, one of Britain's most respected newspapers, published an editorial urging King Charles III to take stronger action, even suggesting the complete removal of the Sussex titles to uphold propriety. According to The Times, the couple has caused maximum damage to the monarchy's reputation, and without clear action, the royal family risks being dragged further into criticism and scandal. These public attacks have placed the royal family in an unprecedented dilemma. On one hand, they must adhere to their long-standing tradition of maintaining silence in the face of media scrutiny, a golden rule that preserves the monarchy's image. On the other, this silence has led some to perceive the royal family as lacking firmness and decisiveness in defending its reputation. Consequently, pressure is mounting on King Charles III to carefully balance preserving family ties with safeguarding the monarchy's global public image. Whatever the outcome, the saga involving Harry, Meghan, and the royal family will undoubtedly remain a hot topic. It's not merely a family matter, but reflects the broader challenges facing the modern monarchy, the clash between tradition and personal freedom, between a discreet royal image and the demands for transparency in contemporary society. Most importantly, it raises the question, can the British monarchy remain resilient amid such relentless storms? The outrage against Harry and Meghan extends beyond internal disputes or media criticism, spreading widely among the British public, many of whom once admired the couple and had high hopes for the renewal they brought to the monarchy. However, following their explosive interviews and books exposing royal life, public sentiment has shifted from disappointment to anger. With some even labeling Harry and Meghan as traitors, many feel deeply offended by the couple's repeated accusations and damaging revelations, especially during sensitive times, such as when Queen Elizabeth II was elderly and in her final years. Publicly criticizing King Charles III has also been seen as a grave disrespect to the family's foundation and royal tradition. Many believe their statements and actions have not only hurt royal family members, but also betrayed the British public, who take pride in the monarchy as a symbol of national unity. This anger has transcended mere public opinion, evolving into concrete policy proposals. In 23, MP Bob Seeley introduced a legislative proposal to amend the Titles Deprivation Act 1917, granting Parliament the authority to strip Harry and Meghan's titles. Seeley argued that allowing a couple who continually damages the monarchy's reputation to retain prestigious titles is unacceptable in the modern era. He believes this is not only necessary to protect the royal family, but also to reinforce the principle that titles cannot be exploited for controversial personal or commercial purposes. Similarly, MP Rachel Maskell proposed a measure to empower the king to strip titles without cumbersome legal processes. Maskell emphasized the need for a more flexible mechanism to address cases that severely negatively impact the monarchy's reputation. Public sentiment on social media, particularly on X, formerly Twitter, has been equally vocal. Numerous posts demand that King Charles III act immediately to end the controversies and restore the royal family's image. One user wrote, "As long as Harry and Meghan keep their titles, the royal family will continue to be dragged into scandals. King Charles needs to strip their titles immediately to protect tradition." These calls have garnered thousands of likes and shares. indicating the issue's enduring intensity. The pressure on King Charles III is thus intensifying. While he is known for valuing family and often adopting a conciliatory stance, the current situation forces him to weigh personal feelings against the duty to protect the monarchy. A decision deemed too lenient could disappoint the public and raise doubts about his leadership. Conversely, a decision too harsh risks irreparably damaging family ties. Clearly, what's unfolding is not just a personal matter between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, but a symbolic issue for the entire British monarchy. It reflects the inevitable clash between tradition and change, duty and personal freedom. Above all, it underscores that in the age of social media and global communication, every royal move must be carefully calculated to maintain the delicate balance between reputation and public sentiment. Amid the growing criticism and public pressure, a question looms larger than ever: should King Charles III strip Harry and Meghan of their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles to protect the monarchy's reputation? This isn't just about titles or power. It's a broader issue of prestige and the monarchy's enduring viability in the modern era. Firstly, stripping the titles is seen as the most effective way to end Harry and Meghan's ability to leverage their royal connection for profit or as a platform for criticism. Despite their stated desire for freedom and financial independence, their royal status remains the foundation of their fame and commercial success. From media deals and personal branding to interviews and memoirs, their achievements are undeniably tied to the prestige their titles confer. Many experts believe that severing this official tie will become even more critical when Prince William ascends the throne. At that point, any actions by Harry and Meghan could directly impact William's reign. Stripping their titles now is not only a defense of current reputation, but a strategic move to mitigate long-term negative impacts. Without the Duke and Duchess titles, their influence and public statements would carry less weight, allowing the royal family a greater control over its narrative. Moreover, such a decision would send a powerful global message: the British monarchy does not tolerate actions, even from family members, that harm its core values and reputation. Historically, the monarchy has prioritized unity, loyalty, and public image. A decisive move by King Charles III would reaffirm his authority and the monarchy's commitment to propriety. This would not only address Harry and Meghan, but also serve as a reminder to all royals of the responsibilities tied to their privileged positions. According to some internal sources, the relationship between Prince William and Harry has deteriorated significantly in recent years. William is reportedly furious and resentful, believing Harry and Meghan have betrayed traditional values and deeply hurt the family, while the royal family strives to keep private matters confidential. These tensions have surfaced through statements in Harry's memoir, Spare. Thus, stripping the titles could serve as more than a public relations move. It might alleviate internal tensions. Resolving the title issue definitively could clarify relationships within the royal family, particularly between William and Harry, reducing endless disputes over rights and responsibilities. This could also help stabilize the monarchy, especially as William approaches the throne. While any decision will face mixed reactions, one thing is clear in the current climate: decisiveness and transparency are vital for the monarchy to maintain public trust. A firm action would affirm that the royal family is not merely a symbol of grandeur, but a disciplined institution ready to defend its traditional values against modern challenges. In conclusion, stripping the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles is not just a symbolic gesture, but a necessary step to protect reputation, reinforce authority, and ensure long-term stability for the British monarchy. This is a critical moment for King Charles III to make a choice that could shape the monarchy's future for years to come. Although stripping the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles is seen by many as essential to safeguarding the monarchy's reputation, the decision carries significant risks and challenges. Consequently, King Charles III and his advisors must carefully weigh all factors before acting. One major concern is the risk of backlash. Harry and Meghan are adept at controlling their media narrative. If stripped of their titles, they could portray themselves as victims, claiming the royal family is harshly punishing them for speaking out. This could escalate criticism of the monarchy, particularly as global audiences grow increasingly sensitive to issues of personal freedom, human rights, and social justice. King Charles III and Prince William are reportedly wary of this possibility. According to some internal sources, both recognize that any harsh action against Harry and Meghan could be exploited by the couple to reinforce their victims of the royal establishment narrative. This is something Charles and William aim to avoid, as they understand that a modern royal image must embody tolerance, understanding, and civility rather than punishment or division. Legal challenges also pose a significant hurdle. Stripping the Duke and Duchess titles isn't a simple administrative decision under current law, particularly the Titles Deprivation Act 1917. Removing a prestigious title like Duke requires parliamentary approval. This complicates the process and introduces politically sensitive and symbolic procedures. The modern history of the British monarchy has seen no comparable case since World War I, when three royals were stripped of titles for siding with Britain's enemies. Initiating a new title deprivation process would set a novel precedent, potentially sparking broader debates about the monarchy's role and value in contemporary British society. Additionally, involving Parliament would draw in political parties, risking disputes and further public division. Another factor requiring careful consideration is the impact on Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet. Under current succession rules, following King Charles III's ascension, Archie and Lilibet are entitled to the titles of Prince and Princess. If their parents' titles are revoked, questions would arise about whether this affects the children's titles. While their titles are theoretically inherited directly from their grandfather's royal status, the practical reality of their parents' demotion could spark heated debates about legitimacy and fairness. This issue also carries deep symbolic weight. Many worry that stripping Harry and Meghan's titles could lead to Archie and Lilibet growing up under intense public scrutiny, feeling sidelined despite their royal lineage. This could have lasting psychological and public image consequences for future generations of the family. Overall, while stripping the titles is viewed as a decisive step to protect the monarchy's reputation, it's a complex decision requiring careful consideration of media, legal, and family dynamics. It's a delicate balance between safeguarding the monarchy's long-standing prestige and avoiding deeper, unintended consequences. King Charles III faces a tough choice, where every step could shape the royal family's image for years to come. As King Charles III weighs his options in handling this sensitive situation with Harry and Meghan, many influential figures and a significant portion of the public have taken a harder stance, strongly supporting the removal of the couple's titles. For those in favor, this is not merely a symbolic disciplinary action, but a necessary step to protect the integrity and reputation of the British monarchy. Piers Morgan, a prominent journalist and one of Harry and Meghan's fiercest critics, has repeatedly voiced his stance across media platforms and social media. He argues that it's utterly absurd for Harry and Meghan to retain their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, given that they profit and build their brand by publicly criticizing the very royal family they belong to. In a candid article, Morgan stated, "You can't enjoy royal privileges while turning around and attacking the royal family for profit. It's time those titles were revoked." Morgan's position has garnered strong support from those who believe the monarchy is being exploited and must act firmly to end this. MP Bob Seely, who proposed legislation to grant Parliament the power to strip Harry and Meghan's titles, shares a similar view. Seely asserts that the couple no longer deserves the prestigious titles they hold, as their actions over time have caused immense harm to the monarchy's reputation. He emphasizes that stripping titles isn't an arbitrary measure, but a necessary step to protect the monarchy's core values. According to Seely, Royal titles are not an unconditional gift, but come with responsibilities and obligations. When those are rejected and the reputation is exploited, the royal family has the right to revoke them beyond political and media figures. A large segment of the British public also strongly supports title removal. On X, formerly Twitter, numerous posts calling for the revocation of Harry and Meghan's titles have attracted thousands of interactions. One user wrote, "If the royal family wants to maintain public respect, they need to act now. Stripping the titles is the final solution to protect the monarchy from this blatant betrayal." Another post stated, "We can't allow a couple to keep profiting from royal titles while continuously smearing and harming their own family." Additionally, many experts suggest that while King Charles III maintains a lenient and conciliatory approach, Prince William, the heir to the throne, may take a tougher stance if the situation escalates. Some internal sources indicate that William feels deeply betrayed and is particularly angered by Harry and Meghan's ongoing public disputes with the family. Consequently, many believe that when William ascends the throne, he will not hesitate to implement stricter measures, including reconsidering the entire title system related to Harry and Meghan. Notably, one potential action could be the complete removal of the HRH, His, Her Royal Highness designation, which Harry and Meghan still retain, though they are barred from using it in commercial activities under the Sandringham Agreement. Fully revoking HRH would be a powerful symbolic blow, reinforcing that the monarchy does not tolerate violations of its core values. Overall, the push to strip the titles is gaining momentum in public opinion and British politics. While the final decision rests with King Charles III and his advisors, the mounting pressure clearly demands practical action to maintain the monarchy's reputation and strength. In an era of robust media and social platforms, upholding discipline and protecting the royal image is more critical than ever, a significant challenge for the British monarchy moving forward. Alongside the calls to strip the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, there are also strong opposing views. Critics argue that removing the titles would not only deepen divisions, but could also harm the very image the royal family is striving to preserve. From Harry and Meghan's perspective, they've explained that retaining the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles is not for personal or commercial gain, but simply reflects their family name, particularly after their children, Archie and Lilibet, were confirmed as Prince and Princess under succession rules following King Charles III's ascension. Retaining the family titles holds symbolic importance. They've also repeatedly stressed that, per the 2020 Sandringham Agreement, they do not use the HRH title in any commercial activities. The recent controversy over Meghan's alleged use of HRH in personal correspondence was explained as a matter of courtesy and adherence to traditional protocol and formal letters, not for commercial purposes. Some royal experts warn that stripping the titles could backfire. Robert Jobson, a veteran royal journalist, argues that such a move would not resolve the issue definitively and might even stir up a hornet's nest, plunging the royal family into a new cycle of controversy. According to Jobson, revoking the titles at this point would only give Harry and Meghan more ammunition to claim they were being unfairly treated, positioning them as victims in the eyes of the global public. This won't calm things down, but could spark endless disputes. Beyond experts, many of Harry and Meghan's supporters on social media also strongly oppose the title stripping proposal. On X, formerly Twitter, posts argue that such a move would be seen as retaliation, undermining the royal family's cultivated image of tolerance and nobility. One user wrote, "If the royal family is truly confident in its values, they don't need to strip titles to prove it. Doing so only makes them look petty and vengeful rather than protecting their reputation." Another post emphasized Harry and Meghan have left the royal family and no longer hold official roles. Stripping their titles now would only exacerbate family divisions and cost the monarchy public support globally. Additionally, some worry that overly harsh action would contradict the humane and unifying image King Charles III has sought to build in his early reign. Charles has publicly expressed a desire to mend family ties, and stripping the titles could derail those efforts, potentially tarnishing his public image. Furthermore, some analyses suggest that escalating this into a legal or political battle should be avoided, as it would involve parliament and political parties, something the royal family typically avoids to maintain neutrality. Reopening the title deprivation debate could not only drag the monarchy into a media frenzy, but also ignite broader discussions about the monarchy's role and existence in modern society. In summary, opponents argue that stability and internal unity are paramount now, rather than igniting new crises. They believe time and patience will allow the Harry and Meghan saga to gradually fade, rather than fueling further controversy with a punitive move. Looking at the bigger picture, it's clear that this issue is not just about retaining or stripping a title, but a complex challenge of balancing the monarchy's reputation with delicate media, political, and family dynamics. Whatever the final decision, the British monarchy stands at a critical juncture, where every step must be meticulously calculated to protect its current image and ensure its longevity in the years ahead. From our analysis, it's evident that the controversy surrounding Harry, Meghan, and their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles is one of the most sensitive and complex issues the British monarchy has faced in recent years. The couple's retention of royal titles while engaging in controversial actions and statements from the memoir, Spare, and the high-profile Oprah interview to Commercial Ventures has led the public and media to question, are they still worthy of these prestigious titles? The calls to strip their titles, led by figures like Piers Morgan and MP Bob Seeley, are growing louder. Their stance is clear. Harry and Meghan have exploited their royal connection to build their personal brand and profit, while causing significant harm to the monarchy's reputation. For many, stripping the titles is a powerful solution to affirm that the royal family will not tolerate actions that undermine its core values. However, as we've seen, stripping the titles carries significant risks and challenges. It could escalate tensions within the family, give Harry and Meghan grounds to play the victim, and prolong public criticism of the monarchy. The legal process is also far from straightforward, potentially setting a precedent not seen since 1917 and sparking wider debates about the monarchy's modern relevance. Experts like Robert Jobson warn that stirring up a hornet's nest at this stage could backfire, drawing the royal family into further criticism and scandal. Within the royal family, King Charles III appears to be seeking a balance between protecting the monarchy's reputation and preserving family ties. He has shown a desire to heal rifts with Harry and Meghan, indicating a softer approach to the crisis. However, Prince William, the future king, is reportedly more hardline. Sources suggest William views his brother's actions as unforgivable betrayal and may not hesitate to take stronger measures, including fully revoking the HRH title when he ascends the throne. This raises a critical question. Is stripping the titles the only and best solution to protect the monarchy's reputation? The answer likely requires nuance. While stripping the titles is a decisive and symbolic move, it's not the only path. The royal family could explore alternative measures to bolster its image and public trust. For instance, they could enhance their communication strategy to handle crises more transparently while spotlighting positive, beloved figures like Prince William and the Princess of Wales. Elevating these positive role models could help restore public confidence and gradually diminish the negative impact of Harry and Meghan's controversies. Ultimately, whichever path the royal family chooses, careful calculation is essential to safeguard its reputation while avoiding unintended media and political consequences. This saga will undoubtedly continue to captivate public attention in the months ahead. Now, we'd love to hear from you, our viewers watching this video. What do you think about this issue? Should King Charles strip Harry and Meghan's titles to protect the monarchy's reputation? Or should they retain them to avoid further controversy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest developments about the British royal family and untold behind-the-scenes stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.